to my channel. Now, about the title of this video, come on, y'all know what it is. You know what it is. I am talking about The Wizard of Oz versus The Wiz. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm just gonna give my opinion on these two iconic movies. Normally a remake is done kind of like years and years later, but with The Wiz and The Wizard of Oz, not that they were close in time, but I just feel like it definitely wasn't expected. Like, you weren't expecting a remake of The Wizard of Oz, because who in their right mind would remake The Wizard of Oz? But that's neither here or there. This is just kind of setting you up for what's going to be in this video today. So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick road. Get on down the road.
So in this video, I'm just going to kind of talk about the positives and the negatives of both movies. So The Wizard of Oz. I'm gonna be honest, not my favorite movie. I don't like this movie really kind of at all. It kind of makes my stomach hurt. It doesn't sit right with me. Something about it, maybe it's childhood trauma. Let's not go there. But this movie does not sit right with me. Now, as a movie reviewer, as a movie person, feelings aside, this movie is good. Like, it just is. Acting, Judy Garland, come on now. Like, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, literally the Lion, the Wizard of Oz, Glinda the Good Witch of the North, and the Wicked Witch of the West and the East, and the house falling, and it's a twister, like, just Toto, everybody, come on. That movie is iconic. We all can at least name one reference from that movie. It's a movie you can watch today. It's not outdated at all. It's not a movie that was left back there and never touched again. People still quote this movie in music, in movies. It's just an iconic movie. Like, there's no getting around that. It goes from black and white, going to color. I mean, the movie as a whole, the movie as an entirety is an iconic film. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing bad about it. It's just good. And honestly, I was watching this the other day just to kind of recap a little bit. It's one of those untouchable movies. Like, it's a movie you just don't need to remake. Like Citizen Kane. Like, nobody needs to remake that. Like Gone with the Wind, which I'm going to review later. Iconic movies that came out many, many years ago, they just don't need to be touched. I believe certain movies, the Gene Kelly movies, Singing in the Rain or West Side Story, like, certain movies just don't need to be touched. Guys and Dolls. Again, as you can see, there's some kind of pattern here. A lot of movies back then were very musical heavy, and you can see why Broadway was such a big deal back then, because a lot of the movies, even if they weren't necessarily musicals, they had a lot of musical influence in them. And even in the acting was very dramatic, very Broadway, very New York. So you can definitely see that in all these films, but specifically The Wizard of Oz. This movie, nothing wrong with it, so I can't really say any negatives. What I will say is, you know, the only negative technically is that, like, you clearly can see it's not real. With the effects back then, you can clearly see, like, that's obviously a backdrop. Somebody painted that. Somebody with their glue gun and staple gun just bop, 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 and 1, 2, 3 action. Like, it wasn't super fancy dancy at all. Back then, they probably thought it was everything, the sun, the moon, and the stars, baby. But yeah, looking back at it now, you're just like, okay. But like I said, this movie just holds up to today. I don't believe it's a dated film at all. I believe anybody can watch it. If you ever read about Judy Garland and her story and just what she was going through at the time, it is a sad story, and knowing what was going on set, it does kind of put you uneasy a little bit. But I feel like the movie's still good. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And the Wicked Witch of the West scared the mess out of me. I think she scared the mess out of everyone. And I was, like I said, I was watching this the other day and I was still scared. Like, my stomach still was turning. So even the music, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, follow the yellow brick road, the ruby slippers. Like, come on now. Come on. I'm melting. Love. Don't love this movie. This movie is great. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into The Wiz. Positive and negatives about The Wiz. Positives, Michael Jackson's in it. Don't play with me. The music, Diana Ross. Duh, I like me, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross. Come on now, baby. It's very stereotypy. Like, I don't know if that was on purpose. You can just see it was like, if they were like, clearly they made a black version of The Wizard of Oz, but it was like very, very intentional. Like, everything about that was very stereotypical. Like, even the music, the way the crows move, the way they talk to one another. So I don't know if that was on purpose. If it was, don't like that. I don't know if I dislike it. It's just like not necessary. I just don't know why iconic movies are touched in the first place. I think if you want to make a movie, if you want to make a musical for Black people, for African Americans, then do that. Don't touch a movie that's already been made just to have a Black version. I don't like that. I don't care who it is. Like, that's like making Love and Basketball but doing it white edition. Like, are we playing hockey? Like, what's going on? Like, we didn't need to do that. And yeah, so I don't really like that. But just looking at the movie as a movie, not watching The Wizard of Oz, it's okay. I definitely like the music better. You know, it's just like has more rhythm, has more soul, has more funk, has more beat. So obviously, like, that's gonna be more fun, more entertaining. And you know, the dancing's obviously way better. Like, it's definitely more entertaining. But Eveline and that whole scene, them coming out of their costumes like half naked, like, it was kind of super sexual. That movie was kind of a mess, but I'm not mad at it. Positives, like I said, very entertaining. I would say more entertaining than The Wizard of Oz. It's definitely more fun to watch. Like, if I had to watch one or the other, I'm not gonna lie, I would watch The Wiz, just because, like I said, The Wizard of Oz just does not sit right with me for whatever reason. The Wizard of Oz, like I said, still holds up to today. The Wiz, do you hear anybody talking about that? Not at all. I don't. I hear people quoting The Wizard of Oz all the time. I hear people, and it obviously, like, clearly they remade it. Like, they knew it was iconic and they tried to do it. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, don't touch stuff that doesn't need to be touched. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and say it's better, because it's not, because it isn't. So The Wizard of Oz versus The Wiz. I can watch The Wiz more, but The Wizard of Oz is untouchable, can never be remade. Nobody's ever gonna do it better. I know a good movie when I see one, regardless if it's a favorite of mine or regardless if I like it or not, because I'm a movie reviewer, period. And my job here is to not be biased. My job here is to let you guys know my personal opinion, but then also to just give you the real deal, Holyfield. Boom, pop culture reference. No, all right, you guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys are having a great day, a great month. I hope you guys go into March with a smile on your face. And I should come up with a good ending quote. What's a good ending quote? My intro is always, you know what it is. I'm gonna come up with something cute, and it's gonna be not in this one but the next one. So yeah, this movie review is over with. Bye.